My wife moved to my house in England, and we only lived there for a few months before moving to the States. By the time we moved to the United States, we were expecting our first child. So I said to my wife, you know, we Catholics, aren't we? She looked at me, really suspecting some devious maneuver. I said, yes. So we believe that life begins at conception, don't we? Yes. Well, that means that although our son's going to be born in Michigan, God help him, he's still an Englishman, isn't he? So she sort of rolled her eyes, and I said, I think we should call him George, after St. George of England. And she looked at me and said, you're not calling him George, sorry. And you know, she's the boss. But she did agree that we would call, we decided not to put on Leo as a name, but we would call him Leo George. But then my son, disobeying his father, setting a very bad precedent, even before leaving the room, it's not a promising start for any son, was born on St. Patrick's Day. The other day, yesterday. So our son is called Leo Patrick and Leo George. So we see here, for me, these are examples of divine providence and also a divine sense of humour. Yeah, because we're tempted, I think, all of us, to see God. So we never see pictures of Jesus laughing, for instance. And we see this picture of, sort of God as a stern father figure who's sitting in judgment on us, and of course there's a large aspect of that which I'm sure is true. But Chesterton said that he suspects that the reason that God the Father turned his back on Adam and Eve was to hide the fact he was laughing. There's some serious theology discussed here, maybe. But if you think about it, you know, if our own children do something which is naughty, we chastise them, we punish them perhaps, and we do our best to keep a straight face. And you know, maybe when we leave the room, we might snigger a bit to ourselves that, you know, they shouldn't have done that, because actually it's quite funny. Now, I'm not saying it's always funny, but I do think that God loves us infinitely more than we love our own children. And one thing we know about ourselves is we made the image of God. What is this imageness of God in us? The way we detect it is what is there in us that is not in the rest of the animal kingdom. So reason, creativity, etc. But another one is humour. Now humour can of course be manipulated and distorted like all of God's gifts. If God took away the gift of life the first time he abused it, none of us would be here. So the same thing for humour. So I detect not just a loving God in my story, but a laughing God.